for 3,000. I'm coming, and then I'll be on the game.
I'm reclined. I'm ready to commentate as the analyst.
Just remember, Logan, whoever wins this game gets the cup.
Oh, okay.
Logan, we're going to be commentating, so at any point you want to rip your headset off, I do not blame you, because we're going to be literally talking the entire game.
I was watching what y'all commentated
Oh,
on.
yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right. That's right.
I
I
need
just
to
didn't
take a
want to
picture.
ruin the show.
Oh, I'm gonna take a picture of the cup that me and Logan's playing for.
I believe it.
No.
Dang.
This is the cup me
Hey,
and Logan's playing for.
okay. Before we advance, somebody remind me to put the quarters on 9 minutes.
The cup me and Logan's playing for.
And we got a beautiful Sunday night prime time game. We got the 1-4 New York Jets traveling to play the 2-3 Oakland Raiders. Kevin, pleasure joining you in the booth tonight. Look forward to a good game.
Indeed. Two
Well, that
playoff
is not
teams
gonna
in the
work.
last year that the Jets really, really need a win. And so the Raiders need a win. But the Jets really, really need a win.
It seems like the Jets ownership has a contract deal with our broadcast booth because I feel like we've been calling every single one of their games. Seen a lot of the Jets this
I
year.
agree. It's that New York money flowing through.
Well, that being said, we got a 2nd and 12 here. Zach Wilson, shotgun. Receivers flank both sides.
Oh my God, that didn't work.
I hear interference from from we got that coach's headset coming in.
My
What a
bad. I
what a
forgot to
what a
mute
sack
myself.
though.
And we apologize for a little audio bleeding into the booth right there. It sounded like frustrated head coach of the New York Jets, slippery Zach.
You don't have to mute yourself all game, Zach. I just thought it was funny. Anyway.
I know. It's just
And a
it
third
didn't.
and 21
My shit
here.
didn't work.
Jets first drive. They'd like to pick up the first down. Wilson rolls right, finds his receiver. Good catch.
That's exactly the type of play call I would have ran. You just want to get some positive yards. You don't want to force anything downfield. There's nothing wrong with a punt.
And out comes the Jets special teams. They've been seeing a lot of the special teams this season as the offense has just struggled to put up points.
I believe that was Tyler Algier from BYU on the return.
And out comes Aaron Rodgers. Spot up triples. Did you ever think you'd see Aaron Rodgers in any other jersey besides the Green Bay jersey?
With the way the current ownership and the weirdness of Aaron Rodgers, this is actually not surprising to me.
And Rodgers hands it off to Josh Jacobs for a 1 yard run to get the Vegas drive going in positive direction. Rodgers drops back, has receivers, but panics and gets sacked by Carl Lawson, who has 2 tackles on this drive already. He's everywhere.
2 plays, 2 tackles for Carl, former Auburn Tiger.
Another 3rd and long here. Rodgers drops back, has a receiver deep. Beautiful catch by Henry
Oh,
Ruggs.
No. I
Henry
should have hit
Ruggs,
square. I should
fresh
have hit
out of
square.
prison.
And what a spiral as Rodgers puts it like no other quarterback in this league can. He puts it in the perfect spot. He hands this ball off to Josh Jacobs, has beautiful hole, bounces it for about 9 yards. He'll be about a yard short of that first down, and they are knocking on the Jets' door right now.
So one interesting thing to note, two different third down philosophies. The Raiders went for it.
And Rodgers has another receiver open. This is just classic Jets, and this is why this team is 1-4 for the season. Just holes on the defense and can't sustain drives on offense. We will look to see if they can make the corrections tonight in our Sunday primetime game.
I believe that was a little bit of early run stuffing there. Great work.
And spot up triples as a yourself, you're an owner. What would it mean for this Raiders team if they could win here and go 3-3 early in the season?
Yeah, it's this is a game that I think they've also had circled. As we know, there's the rivalry cup that's up on the line. This has become a little friendly rivalry between the two owners. And although this is not a divisional game, this is a conference game. So seeding is important here. Both these teams want to make the playoffs. Big game.
Very
third down
interesting.
sack.
And as you were explaining that, a big sack on third down brings out the special teams for Vegas. The kick is up, and it is a beautiful kick. Vegas strikes first, 3-0. So, Triples, you alluded to something about the rivalry. Can you share some history on the rivalry between these two?
Well, these just both happen to be Alabama guys that walked into a bunch of money that are brother-in-laws. So this is really interesting. One thing I'll note, Sacks, were the over and under for this game is 4.5. We've got 3 on the board right now.
Very interesting. There's many people out there sweating that ticket. I don't know if you bet under, you might be a certified moron. You should go to the post office and pick up your certificate for just being a moron, and then ask yourself, why am I at the post office picking up a certificate for anything? As Michael Carter with a phenomenal run for 38 yards, phenomenal reception for 38 yards.
That's exactly what the Jets needed. They needed to get some positive momentum there.
And it's very interesting. You brought up the odds for this game, and I don't know if Vegas had a little too much fun in Vegas, if you know what I mean. But whoever set these lines it's atrocious. You got a 16-point spread with an over/under of 4.5. How are you going to give a team 16 points but have the spread have the over/under be 4.5? That doesn't even make sense.
I've got inside info from the desert. It was a misprint, but they're sticking with it just to be nice.
I assume it should be something like 41.5 or what, maybe even 14.5 or 24.5. Anything other than 4.5. And
yeah, you got to think just to win a game, you've got to score at least 2 points via safety, and the most likely outcome is a field goal. So to win the game 3-0, you're already 1.5 points away from the over/under.
that is a great
I don't
point,
know
and
that
we
I
are
would call that a value bet.
I would agree there's spot up triples, and we are having so much fun in this booth. We didn't even mention that the Jets are now in Vegas territory. They are sustaining a pretty good drive here. What do you think we need to see from the Jets to finish and get points on the board?
I gotta continue to be calm, cool, and composed. It always comes down to turnovers. Who breaks first?
And, receivers in motion. Throw to Pettis. Pettis is making a lot of moves right there. He looks like he's on Dancing with the Stars with footwork like that.
Former Boise State Bronco. Apparently they dance big out in Idaho. I would know.
He danced his way to a 15-yard reception, a first down, and now the Jets are 3 yards away from being in the red zone.
Let's just think to ourselves here. Points here. We've cashed in on the over-under.
Receiver goes in motion, fakes a handoff, but gives it to the running back, and it goes nowhere.
I think the hole was there for a moment. Maybe a bad Madden animation right there. Because it was there. And it was also great closing speed by Max Crosby.
Perhaps, but animate him 2 yards backwards as it is now a 2nd and 12 and they are moving backwards.
Both teams seem to be able to move the ball. This could be a shootout.
Wilson drops back, has his receiver, Carter. He's having a fantastic season, makes 2 guys miss, 3 guys miss, and he picks up the first down. What a play there. Zach Wilson, 5 for 5. Gotta like this drive right here.
Yeah, that was beautiful in the sticks. No other way to put it. That was probably a 2 or 3 yard gain that became a first down. Great moves.
Zach Wilson looks over the defense. Hikes the ball, fakes the handoff. He's got Crosby in his face, holds on to the ball, but he is sacked.
Again, Max Crosby making a big impact. I will say this. I think in previous Madden games, it hasn't been as important to get defensive linemen. I think they can certainly make a magnificent impact in Madden 22 as
At what
played by the
point do you
Browns and
start
Raiders.
doubling Crosby on every play? And a beautiful play there as that pass is broken up. We got a 3rd down. At what
Here's
point
the
do you
thing,
start
though.
doubling him?
The Raiders' defensive line is more than just Max Crosby. It's a great sum of whole parts. Now, Max Crosby is probably the head of the horse, but that is a fantastic unit.
Now, with a 3rd and 18, will Zach Wilson ride that horse, or will he get bucked off it? Crosby in his face, throws a pass to Carter. Carter can't shake the guy. It was a one-on-one open daylight. Beautiful play call by the offensive coordinator. It was just not executed. Jets will try and settle for 3, but they've been having some kicking issues of their own this season.
I will say this. If that block lands, that may have been a touchdown. That was a fantastic play call by the Jets there, even if it didn't work.
And the over-under.
Las Vegas.
And the over hits. 4.
Yeah, we have hit the over.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty illegal for us commentators to bet, but let me just tell you, I encouraged a lot of my friends and family to slam that over.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is definitely a defensive first Madden League, but 4.5 is just silly. Again, a complete misprint, but the Vegas casino stuck with it for fairness.
And Jacobs with a beautiful hole that picks up about 7-8 yards right there.
Yeah, that's early on. It looks like that pile is being moved by the offensive line. I've been impressed by the Raiders' offensive line early.
Sends a guy in motion. Jets read the play but missed the tackle. Luckily, the linebackers and safety stepped up for a short tackle. It's going to be 3rd and inches.
Big 3rd down here.
Jets press the receivers. Bring an extra guy in the box. The safety comes down. Playing tough football right here. But they fake the run. Play action. Rodgers sees some daylight and he runs for it. Classic Rodgers.
And there's been a lot of fumbling by quarterbacks in this universe this season. Great ball security by Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, tight formation right here. Hands the ball off to Josh Jacobs. Has the hole, but the defensive tackle wraps him up. 2-yard gain.
You want to talk about open field tackling. When you're being engaged by a guard and you're able to get off the block and stop that was either going to be a gain of 13 or a gain of 2. Great play by Quinnen Williams.
And that voice you hear right now is actually our sideline reporter, Velo. Velo, what do you see from down there? And an errant throw!
User Ant.
Velo, you are actually standing right next to the New York sideline. What is the vibe from that sideline?
Jets trying to ride that momentum train.
Now, Velo, stick with us for the rest of this drive. Call the rest of this drive with us. But we were talking before about how this is a rivalry game, and this is actually a rivalry. What did you say, Spot Up Triples? A rivalry bowl? What did you call
A
it?
rivalry cup. There's a cup on
Cup.
the line.
Velo, do you have any prediction?
It's called the Zogan Trophy.
Interesting. I will note the spread for this game is 16 points. Correct. So,
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today.
now both offensive squads are completely different. You got Zach Wilson, a young kid trying to lead men, and on the other side you got Aaron Rodgers, a guy that has been a proven winner, Super Bowl champion. What do you see between the two different quarterbacks?
Now it's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, they run with Carter. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
In a big 3rd and 10, Vila, we'll let you call this play. Have fun here as we got a minute and 30 left on the clock.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be stopped here well short.
And an incredible play there as Zach Wilson runs back to the 50-yard line, scrambling for his life before he throws an errant pass that happens to be caught by his running back. Jets turn disaster into a 1-yard gain.
Great kick. I just want to say something.
Please do, Spot Up.
There's been about 4 offensive possessions. Maybe that was the 5th offensive possession of the game. And we are approaching halftime. This game has flown by because both teams are taking what the defense is giving to them. Methodical drives. I think this is a good test study in why bumping to 9-minute quarters has been approved. Because I think you can only do it week by week, week to week. Because people had already played 8-minute quarters. Yep. After this game, we were bumping it up.
And Josh Jacob makes a man miss, but does not run out of bounds. Maybe a big mistake here as his clock is ticking. We're down to 32 seconds. Triples, would you like to have seen him get out of bounds here?
Yes. Oh.
Jacobs fights his way, shows his toughness as the Raiders burn their 2nd timeout. They only have 1 left, 21 seconds, but you got Aaron Rodgers back there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Shotgun now for Rodgers.
Rodgers drops back as a receiver wide open. Henry Ruggs, nobody even close. And he does not get out of bounds as he was trying to break free, get 6 points, get the touchdown.
Boy, you got to gamble here. Do you take the points or do you risk the time expiring? That's the big question here.
I have the.
If it's not out of bounds, incomplete, or a touchdown, if it's a tackle in bounds, we're going to the half. We'll see if this pays off.
Shotgun now for Rodgers.
Rolls right, has Jacobs, and he gets out of bounds. Do the Raiders call another play? Oh, this could be disaster. A sack here for these New York Jets would be tremendous. 8 seconds. This is crunch time. In a low-scoring game, points here would be tremendous. Rodgers with 3 receivers to his left. Changes something at the line. He drops back. He has a receiver right in the middle. Touchdown!
And
Oakland
that ball
Raiders.
just barely crossed the line. Barely crossed the line. That is splitting a frog's hair. But you can only applaud the Raiders coach there for that. That's 4 points. That's
Oh, and a delay in
that,
the snap. That could have been disaster, but they get it off.
that's 4
Raiders
points.
go up 4.
That's 4 points that they wouldn't have had if I was the head coach because I would have taken the field goal early. But that's what you get paid the big bucks for.
And spot up trip. Oh, no, it's okay. With the 3-man booth, I expect us to step on each other. It's okay. Spot up triples. Me and Velo were talking before about the difference between the two quarterbacks, their age, their experience. On a play like that, on a drive like that, where they go for it and they get rewarded, what does that just show between Rodgers and the offensive coordinator, the head coach, the trust that they have?
Confidence. And anytime you have that type of confidence, that can throw you from losing a close game to winning a big game.
Final play of the half. Screen to Carter. And Carter gets absolutely leveled right in front of his own sideline as the Jets run back into the locker room after giving up that early lead. They are down 4. Zach Wilson, will he make the adjustments?
That was a great half, though, by Zach Wilson. 9 of 10, 95 yards. That's exactly what you got to do. He needs some help from his offensive line, but he himself is playing a good half. See how the adjustments shake out.
And on the flip side, Velo, what do you see from the Raiders? And grab your popcorn, get your drinks ready, because we're starting the second half right now, folks.
Yeah, we had a really good offensive first half. Let's see if it continues. No, that comes down to the timing thing. Both offenses generated movement, efficient. Just a timing thing.
And I've heard rumors. I mean, I'm just a broadcaster. I'm not privy to being in these closed door meetings, but I've heard that there's talks that the league actually might bump it up to 9-minute quarters. What do you think that means for
Breaking
the game?
news: the vote of everyone that voted was 5-1. We are getting that extra minute quarters starting next week. If it doesn't work, we can always change.
As Aaron Rodgers on a 3rd and 7, he connects, but it is not enough. It's a 4th and 1, and in a defensive game like this, I don't see any other option but to punt here. Do you agree?
I agree.
Yeah, way to add on to that one.
Well, part of it too is I don't want to be talking during the action because that's supposed to be
We
Sachs
are
calling
the action.
Sachs is supposed to be calling the play, and so I'm trying to get my words in by the time the snap happens.
It's like that question I asked you before about like Rodgers or whatever, and you just
Yeah, and
answer
then I'm talking during.
confidence.
Yeah, and I'm also well. There was that play at the beginning of the game where you asked me a question. I'm talking on the entire third down coverage.
Oh, it's a part of the broadcast. As Zach Wilson rolls left, play action on a beautiful comeback to Corey Davis. Zach Wilson on the Jets' first drive of the second half. Beautiful hook up there. Corey Davis, one of the captains of this Jets team. Big catch there for him. Wilson drops back. Guy right in his face. Wilson gets creamed, but gets the pass off. And that is another 3-4 yards. Jets are moving. Speaking of open field tackling, spot up triples, don't you have a quote about open field tackling?
If there's one thing I say to my wife before bed every night, it's this: open field tackling. It's the key to
And he
marriage.
has,
It's the key to life.
and there's a broken coverage there on the Vegas secondary as Zach Wilson has a receiver wide open on the sidelines.
So far in this game, no touchdown to this point, and what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays.
Well, he's had attitude issues in the past. Nick Saban has benched him quite a bit at Alabama back in his college days. Maybe he's getting a benching again here in New York.
And this is a lot different from when the Jets played the Buccaneers and we had Antonio Brown walking through the sidelines half naked. We have all members of both teams fully clothed right now as Carter hits a big hole but cannot make a guy miss, but that is a Jets first down as we are 1 yard away from the red zone.
Antonio Brown was just cosplaying as Channing Tatum and Magic Mike.
And Zach Wilson comes to the line with a lot of confidence. He is having a great day here on the road in Vegas. Dumps a pass off.
Again, pressure in his face. Pressure in his face. Executes perfectly. No huddle.
Oh, and they feed it to Carter. Has a hole. Beautiful spin. 4-yard gain. Velo, it sounded like you were about to say something. That is correct. Would you like to go
Well,
first, my partner, or?
I would. We've all been waiting for it. This has been a well-executed game. We've been waiting for a turnover from one side or a big play. The big play and turnover combo that can flip a game completely on its head. That's what we've been waiting for.
That is an
That's what
excellent
that's what happened over and over and over in Jets Steelers.
That is an excellent point, as well as an excellent game we covered. But for me, Velo, and that's a great question, I would just say finishing drives.
This is the third time the Jets are in the red zone. Let's see if they can get a touchdown out of this.
They are 2 for 2 with 2 field goals, but you'd like to see him get a little more, and you'd like to not see Zach Wilson drop back to the 50-yard line and throw a pass as well. Zach Wilson, pressure in his face, manages to get it off, rightfully so.
Great
Third
job
and
just
7.
getting that out. Again, that Raiders defensive front is just getting after it right now. It's hard to keep your eyes downfield when you got to keep them right in front of you.
Very true.
That was dangerous. Great defensive play.
And the kick is up, and it is good. And the Jets go 3 for 3, but those 3 points only equal, or those 3 attempts only equal 9 points. Excuse me. Points are crucial here.
There has been something. The Raiders have deployed a system known as the bend but don't break defense. The Jets are marching down the field, but the Raiders are bowing up and not breaking inside the 20.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive. As they head to the field now.
Timeout. Yo, pause it for a second. Zach, are you still live?
Yeah.
Are you? Because I'm on your YouTube and I don't see you live.
Why'd you not tell me that?
Yeah.
No. Oh. Oh. My
Sorry,
YouTube.
we'll get it right back. His YouTube turned